Hi everyone, I'm Sophie and I'm an employability worker at the DEVP and I'm going to be running the second session of our Head Start Year 10 programme. So this week is your second week and we're going to be looking at how to stay focused when working from home, and then the second part of the session we're doing a design challenge, and that's something that's quite fun and creative and hopefully something that you'll all get quite actively involved in. And it's a bit of a challenge for sure. So by the end of this week, we will have started to explore why having good digital skills and being able to work from home is important. We'll have learned some useful tips on how to stay focused when working from home. And like covered last week, why it's important to try and stay focused throughout this programme. You'll have taken part in the design challenge. So with that, you'll get to transform a space in your home or your community, and try and creatively present your ideas on a Padlet page. And then finally, we will have identified the skills and attributes you've demonstrated by taking part in this challenge. So let's recap what we've looked at so far. So last session, you looked at how to make the most of opportunities, and you should have set yourself some goals on a Padlet page. And then obviously this week, we're looking at working from home and doing the Forgotten Space challenge. So let's start things off with the quiz. So, question 1, which of these employability skills and attributes do you demonstrate by working from home? Do you think it's organisation and time management, motivation and drive, goal setting, or independence? Okay, yep, so it's actually all of those. So they're all really good examples of demonstrating employability skills by working from home. Question 2. So which of these statements are true about working from home? So I'll let you read those for a minute. So which do we think is true? So actually, it doesn't matter what job you get in the future, you might have to do work at home at some point. And again, whichever post-16 route you choose, that might be college, that might be an apprenticeship, could be a sixth form or a training provider. Again, you might have to do work from home at some point. Because like what's happening now with coronavirus, you never know what's going to happen. So it's always good to be prepared. Question 3. So true or false, you should have a study break every 60 minutes. What do we think? Yep, so that's actually true. You should aim for a break every 45 to 60 minutes. That doesn't mean you should go and, go for half an hour on the Xbox, but it just means you have a 5-10 minute walk around, have a drink, get some exercise, and then you're ready to start back for your next study block of an hour. Okay? Question 4. So, which of these are digital skills? Got problem solving, communication, knowing how to act safely online, or shopping online and using internet banking. So what do we think? And remember as well, you can choose more than one answer. Yep, so actually all 4 of these are examples of digital skills. So well done if you got that right. So again, true or false, you need digital skills to work from home. What do we think? Yep, so the answer is true. If you're watching this online now, that's an example of a digital skill. If you've got to use Microsoft Office, a lot of the activities that we're running in this programme require you to show off your digital skills. So you've already got quite a few, so well done. And question 6. In the next 10 years, more than 82% of all jobs will need you to have good digital skills. Do you think that's true or false? So the answer is true. Yep. That's why it's really important that you're starting to develop these skills now. And like we said earlier, if you put a full 100% into this programme, by the end of it, you will have started to develop these at a really good level. And then last but not least, so which of these statements are true about digital skills? So I'll give you a second to read those. Okay, so they're actually mostly all true. So digital job roles do pay you on average more money a year. So you do need digital skills in your everyday life. So if you're using your phone, if you're shopping online, using social media, I don't know if anyone's got an internet banking app on the phone, that's digital skills. And then, the technology that you've got in your iPhone is more advanced than what they used to send Apollo 11 up to the moon. That's quite a fun fact for you all. So hopefully you got quite a few of those right. But if not, don't worry. So we're going to cover loads of things like that later on. And we're also going to be going through some hints and tips about how you can work from home and develop your digital skills. Okay. So why do you need to work from home in the first place? So you might not be in school, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't still be trying to work from home. Now, in September, you're going to be going into year 11. Now that's quite an important year in school because you'll be doing your GCSEs. So it's important that you still try and keep up to date with your schoolwork. And in year 11, you'll also choose which post-16 pathway that you want to take. So that's your college, sixth form, your apprenticeships, etc. It's a good idea to start trying to think about which careers that you're interested in. So this is really important because some providers, so Rolls-Royce for example, they want you to apply in November. And they only give you a short amount of time to submit your applications. So if you're unsure about what you want to do, and you might miss these deadlines, so it's a really good idea to try and think about it now. So like we said, you try and engage fully in all of these sessions. You'll leave the summer holidays with a clear plan of what you want to do after year 11, and you'll have a good idea of how you can achieve these goals. Okay, so that's the action plan that we looked at for week 6. So, how can you make it easier to work from home? Tip 1, create a study timetable. So, your timetable doesn't have to look exactly like this. So it's whatever works for you. But a good example is to have the days of the week that you want to be able to study from. So it doesn't have to be the full 7 days. If say you've got football all day on a Sunday, you just might want to study Monday to Friday. If you've got a part-time job, Friday and Saturday, then you might just want to work Sunday to Thursday. Okay, it's fully flexible for you. A revision timetable should be personalised for you. Okay, so we've got a couple of examples that we can send you later on if you want in a template. If you just Google study timetable, then loads of different examples will come up and you can just choose one that's right for you. Okay. Tip number 2, so your study environment. So it's really important that when you're studying, you try and find a quiet space away from distractions. So this can be away from TVs. If all your family's at home during lockdown, try and work maybe in your bedroom if that's quieter. Even if you go outside for a little bit, if that's quieter. If you're working at a desk, try and keep the desk clear. So you're not having loads of papers, loads of empty glasses. Try and keep a clear space because that'll help you keep a clear mind. If you've got your phones or your tablets or anything, if you must have them on your desk, either turn them off or put them on silent and turn them upside down, and again they won't be able to distract you. And if you have made a timetable, put that in front of where you're studying and you can tick off the different subjects as you go so you know what you've covered and what you've still got left to cover. Tip 3, so as well as being organised, it's also really important that you look after yourself. So this means taking regular breaks, like we said earlier. So that can involve going for a walk, you can go outside in the park, you can go outside in your garden, or it could just be a 10-minute coffee break. Eat your 5 a day, I know that sounds silly, but it does really help. And then taking care of your mental health. So if that's something that you're struggling with, we've got loads of support that we can refer you to. We've got this resource here called a weekly wellness wheel. And what that is, you can set yourself 4 mental health goals. And then each time you complete one, you can colour in a little section of this circle. And then by the end of the week, hopefully you'll completed all your goals and you'll start to see a difference, a positive difference. Okay, So let us know if that's something that you'd like support with later on. Tip 4, so you've got all this free time, so it's a really good idea to start practicing your digital skills. So some useful websites that you can look at. I'm not going to click on all of these, but so the digital skills framework, that's sort of a checklist, if you like, of all the skills that the government thinks that young people should have. If you're wanting to develop your digital skills, there's a couple of videos here that you can watch. There's some like interactive workshops that you can take part in, and the aim of all of these is, as it says, to help you practice different digital skills. Okay, so if you're interested in any of those, let us know after this and we can send you over the links. So we've gone through how to work from home, gone through some sections of how you can practice your digital skills. So now it's time to put these into practice. So, Forgotten Space Challenge. Now, you've been asked to transform forgotten space, okay? So we want you to think about a space that you could transform. So it could be in your house, so it could be a spare bedroom that's now full of clutter. It could be, you've got your garage, but you can't actually get into your garage because there's that much stuff in it. It could be a local park around the corner, but all the the equipment's a bit run down. It could be that you walk past the shop every day, but it's all boarded up and the window's smashed, nobody uses it anymore. Yep. You try and think about a space that you see that you think you could make it better. Yep. And then we want you to think about how could you redesign that space to make it suit a better purpose. So, some things we want you to think about. So when you're choosing your space, think, what's wrong with the way it is now? Why isn't it working how it is? How long has it been like that? So maybe your room has been cluttered since you moved house, so you've just not had a chance to sort it out yet. Yeah. Who would benefit? So is this space open to everyone? Or is it only a certain group of people? So why would they benefit from that? How and when will people access the space? Okay. So then what would you change and why? So when you've got a picture of your space, would you build something new? Or would you just redesign what's already there? What would your colour schemes be? What would your themes be? What would the purpose of this new space be? What furniture would you use? So these are just some example questions to get you started, but it's quite a creative project, so it's up to you. So there's no right or wrong answer for this. I'll show you an example of one. So this is one that I did earlier. So I chose my garage because, as you can see, it's a bit cluttered. So I said, why do I want to make these changes? So it was a waste of space. Everything's just tucked in the garage if there isn't space for it in the house. And no one uses any of this, as you can see. So I said, what would I change? I would put some storage racks in there, to keep things a bit more organised. I would put a freezer in there because there's not enough room in our kitchen freezer. And because all the gyms are closed at the minute, I said, well, why not make a gym? So that's some pictures of some gym equipment that I'd want. My colour scheme, so I'll try and make it quite bright, because it's quite a small dark room at the minute, so I want to make it bright and colourful. And who would use it? But the whole family could use this gym. And like I said, especially during lockdown when all the gyms are shut. So your task for this week is we'd like you to do something similar. So use those questions and those prompts that we talked about. Try and come up with some ideas on how you can transform your chosen space. So think about why you've chosen it, what you'll change and why, and who would benefit from these changes. So like last week, the way that you can sort of complete this task is up to you. So you can use a mind map, you can make a collage, you can just write a short description if you prefer to do that. You can make a 3D model. It's up to you. Be as creative as you want. And again, like last week, we want you to put it onto a Padlet page. So it's just a short description of what you've done and why. And then if you've done a picture or a mind map or your description or whatever it is that you've done, you can just attach that as a photo there. And it will remain anonymous, so no one will know whose design is whose. Yeah. No one can make any comments, so don't worry about that. But there is a like feature, so if you see something that you really like, you can give it a like, and then we'll see sort of who we think has the best idea at the end of next week. So, does anybody have any questions? If you do, then I'll show our contact details on the next slide, and you can email any of the employability workers, okay? So we've also got some extra resources that we can send you. So that's an example of a study timetable that we spoke about earlier. Got a daily planner, so that'll help you with a list of things you need to get done, some health and wellbeing tips, and then we've also got a digital skills checklist. So if that's something you want to work on, we can email you any of these over. All you have to do, like I said, is get in contact with any of the employability workers, and all our email addresses are down here at the bottom. But it doesn't just have to be about this session, so we can support you with whatever it is that you want. Like I said, we can only do that if you ask us for your support. So we can help you with CV writing, searching for your college courses or apprenticeships. If you want any more help with working from home, or if you're struggling with your mental health and wellbeing, we can try and support you with that as well. Refer you to some other websites, point you in the right direction.